Yeah, so I've been in JK for 6 years, right? And so I've been having some clients for close to 6 years. And some of my lead gens, I'm pretty easy to work with. I feel like I'm easy to work with. I'm a really nice person until I'm not. A couple of my lead gens that were former Leadly sites, old school sites that switched over to Snaps, leads just dropped off, whether it was me just not messing with them, Google core update, whatever excuse you want to say, like lead volume went down. A lot of that had me just revisit some of those sites. And every time I revisit those sites, whether it is just fixing some of the schema or fixing some of the interlinking or adding content, anything that I do to it, I usually see an increase in leads. I'm not a big tracker. I know there's some people in here that track every single keyword. I usually just go by volume of calls. Of course, I know how to track keywords, but really I'm just interested at the phone ringing. So I focus a lot on what are people looking for and what information. And that's my go-to SEO strategy is what are the questions that are being asked? How can I answer them? And then I go and update my site. I don't change a whole ton of stuff. And then the volume goes up and they increase in leads. And so I had a gutter. I think this is my second site I ever built. Been on and off rented for the entire 5 years. And it slowed down last year with the presidential election around Christmas. And I had a guy, I think he was paying me like $600 because it was in a smaller city. And he was going through some family stuff. I was going through some family stuff. And so I was like, look, dude, just take a month off. And then the next month he paid me a couple $100. And then next thing you know, I worked on the site and just forgot about it. I spent an hour a week or 2 hours a week for 1 or 2 weeks.
So when you say you worked on the site, can you get a little bit specific? Did you go on the homepage of that site and add some content to it, add new articles to it? What did you do?
So most of the time, my homepage is probably ranked pretty well. What I will usually do is go through and see if I can add service pages and blog articles that answer relevant questions. So like the people also ask questions for gutter installation or just even create more service pages. So I think when I did the service pages, I had gutter repair, gutter cleaning, gutter installation, things like that. Now that I went in and added leaf guards, and then I went in and added a blog article about how often you should clean your gutters. I went in and checked to make sure that my back end on the Snap site, because some of these sites were migrated over from Weebly. Some of the stuff that got migrated over with the Snaps team, some of the interlinking wasn't quite right. So I just audited my own site, just like we do with website audits. And I was like, okay, cool. I want to fix the interlinking, fix this, fix that, go to the GBP, added some posts, created any social medias that I was missing, just the stuff that I teach about branding. Let's just say maybe I didn't have a YouTube video. So I went and created a YouTube channel, put out a couple YouTube videos that answer PPAs. People also ask, things like that. So it's not like I'm strictly working on the site. I'm working more on the brand. So fixing the site, making sure everything is up to date, adding some new relevant content, and then adding stuff that I find gets people to ring the phone, whether it's free estimate, credit cards accepted, stuff real early, just call to actions really quick so that they could be found. So when I do that, the lead volume really just starts shooting up because Google sees that I'm doing those things, and it not only helps the GBP move up in the map, but it also helps the website rank.
Before you did that, how old was the site when you came back to it?
Probably 4 or 5 years. I probably hadn't touched it in 3 years though.
Recently, you touched up all the site, the social media. Was the homepage of that site ranked on page 1 for the main keywords already?
Yeah, absolutely. 100%.
I just want people to hear, because people think just because your homepage is ranked on first page already for the main keyword that you're already ranked, and that's not necessarily sometimes the case, right?
No, absolutely not. And so that's the whole thing. It's always been probably top 1 or 2 for your main keywords like gutter repair, gutter replacement, things like that. And with obviously like the presidential election last year, leads did slow down. They always slow down around Christmas and things like that, right? But they do pick up during the regular season and things like that. And I just took it as a chance of, okay, cool, I'm going to go and do this and create some more content. And the idea behind that is knowing your client too. Like the client that I had really only did gutters, and he didn't like to do a whole lot of commercial stuff. And so he was a good customer, he was a good client, but he was also limited. So some of those jobs that he did get either were passed off or I still got paid for the flat rate, but some of those things he didn't do. So again, I just looked at, hey, what do gutter people do? What is the newest gutter systems? They've had leaf guards and this. So you can write articles and blog articles. So I might write blog articles about which one's better, right? And so when somebody's searching that, My blog article usually has some local content in it, like talking about, hey, we live in the New Orleans area, there's tons of rain, you need good gutter systems. And so when people are searching in there and they're in that area, that blog leads them to my website, or that YouTube video leads them to my website, or anything like that.
Real quick, Jared. So do you think updating all these things and like maybe making you posts in the GBP made your GBP pop up in the rankings? Even like creating
100%.
more articles on the website increases the impression that the website's getting. Plus you updated the GBP and added more social media. So Google kind of has to review your entire brand again. And then the GBP could have popped up multiple rankings further up.
Absolutely. And that's going to help me, because if I write a service page for leaf guards and someone's searching for leaf guards, if I have a service page for it and then I write a blog article, Google's going to scan my website. If it knows my website's connected with that GBP, now all of a sudden my website's going to start ranking for leaf guards. But if I don't have a service page for leaf guards, even though it's a small, minute amount, let's just say I get 2 or 3 leads a month, or maybe it's 1 lead a month, but still, if it's 1 lead a month or 2 leads a month that now my GBP's ranking for, if I add all those other little services, whether it is leaf guards, 6-inch gutters, people also ask questions. When they ask those questions and it triggers a map pack and my map shows up number 1 because I answer that question, it generates a lead.